Well, this programme has captivated audiences for 7 years. It's won countless awards along the way. But tomorrow, The Crown streams its final episodes. The final part of the series will cover the fallout from Princess Diana's death and the blossoming of William and Kate's relationship when a new future for the Crown begins.
The boys need you now more than ever.
I'm afraid we don't do fathers and sons very well in this family.
Perhaps you don't like to be reminded how we got to this point.
The Crown doesn't ask existential questions of itself.
Perhaps it should. Perhaps now is the time.
This is what we expect to be the longest-serving monarch in history. People will want to celebrate your reign and mark the end of
I'm sure that many of us will be glued to our screens. I know I will. Joining me to discuss this, though, is royal commentator Tessa Dunlop, who's one of the very few lucky people on Earth to have had a sneak peek at the new series. And so, what's in it and how is it?
Just to clarify,
Yeah.
I have been allowed to see episodes 5 to 9. No one has seen the very final episode, Vanessa. So I cannot tell you, because I felt sure that they'll leave the door open just ajar, won't they?
Yes.
So that we can get finally a Duke and Duchess of Sussex away in, say, 5 or 6 years' time, when we're all feeling rather famished. But so I can't comment on that. But I can tell you, this is very New Labour heavy. We are right back in the early 2000s and post-Diana. We see a lot of William. I think that might be a little bit painful for Harry. I mean, there he is. It's kind of superstar. One of the episodes is called Will Mania. My slight problem is actually Ed McVeigh doesn't quite carry it. For all girls of that generation, Will was on the fit wall.
Yes, definitely. He was very fit, yes.
Absolutely, was a cracker.
Yeah.
I've got slight issues with the casting of Carol Middleton, I've got to say.
Tell me about that, because I know you have a bee in your bonnet about Carol Middleton,
Yeah.
the character. Not in real life, but the way she's portrayed in The Crown. How do they put her over?
Well, very Machiavellian. This kind of woman behind the scenes, frantically social climbing and pushing her daughter up the slippery pole to the very top. You know, never believe that anyone, you know, is too good for you, my girl, is the kind of mantra. And I'm not sure that it's believable. Where Carol was instrumental in Kate becoming a princess, she made pots of money, self-made, did very well, and therefore was able to send her daughters to the sort of school that you meet the ruling classes at. Well done her,
Yes.
if that's the line you want to go down. But do we really believe that she was sort of taking notes, and well, she doesn't literally take notes, but listening to the news, working out where William would be in his gap year, where he's going to be at university?
And even if she did, she couldn't have engineered it, orchestrated it, forced him to fancy Kate, forced Kate to fancy him, made them married. I mean, how could she have done that, even if she wanted to?
And the reality would be she'd be the sort of person that would make an insufferable mother-in-law. And actually, on the grapevine, they get on really rather well.
They always say that William was very relaxed around Michael and Carol Middleton and went on family holidays with them and was very happy to spend time in the family unit. If she was really, you know, pushing and manipulating behind the scenes, he probably would have been onto it immediately, wouldn't he?
I feel so, and I wonder, what is Peter Morgan? This is, in the first part of Series 6, we saw Mohammed Al-Fayed was very much the one who was delivering the tension, the outsider.
Yes.
And here now is Carol Middleton, likewise. I found it a bit snobbish, if I'm honest with you, the way she's treated. But Meg Bellamy is pitch perfect as Kate Middleton. I mean, you almost believe she is Kate. It's ridiculous.
Well, I saw a few scenes this morning when I was on this morning on ITV of Kate in the fashion show, the university fashion show, in that transparent dress. And that's the moment everybody's always said where William suddenly realised, oh, my gosh, you're gorgeous and you're really sexy. I really find you so attractive, this kind of amazing moment. And they do depict that brilliantly well, don't they?
They absolutely do. She's a doppelganger for Kate. You know, there's Will realising she's a keeper. The other person who is... I mentioned that Harry's going to be sad because William kind of hogs the limelight here because, I mean, you've got to believe, really, that the royal family care a little bit, don't they? You know, if you're front and centre throughout this final set of episodes, that's pleasing. Harry less so, and I wonder if that's not because, as this was being filmed, Harry was dropping his big Netflix series, his book, etc. There was no way of keeping up with Harry's narrative. Much easier to cast William, who will never speak, heir to the throne, he ain't ever going to let us see his emotional undercarriage, is he? So in a way, that's carte blanche for any drama director. The other person who's a gift in this, two people, Tony Blair and Cherie.
How did they depict Cherie?
Oh, she's full-on Republican, darling. My goodness.
I mean, she was quite provocative at the time, wasn't she? When she talked about packing her contraception or not packing it to go and stay at Windsor and all that kind of thing. I mean, it was a bit TMI, wasn't it?
It was a little bit, but darling, anything to sell a memoir. Cherie did love a £1 note, I'm told, on More Than.
They did say that, yes.
I did have one bit of top gossip from a very reliable royal source. Apparently, the Queen Mother, when she saw Cherie, would go, stiff knees, because she never curtsied quite low enough.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. So I didn't think of Cherie being a big character in this.
Yes, because of course,
and you have to think of Carol Middleton and Michael Middleton watching it. Cherie and Tony actually watch. I mean, they're alive. They're very much kicking, and they probably will see themselves.
And actually, unlike the members of the royal family who are A, used to this, we're in our 7th series, and B, they've got the protection of the institution, just keep on keeping on. Actually, we know that Tone and Cherie and the Middleton parents probably will really care. And I feel it's not been easy, Carol Middleton. Her company's gone Pete Tong, hasn't it? She's not had a particularly easy run of it. I think this might feel a bit hurtful. As for the rest of us, once again, it's ridiculous. I shed a tear. I know the ending. I know they're all super blooming privileged, every single one of them. And yet I always
still shed because you're an old softie. Tessa, thank you very much indeed. Let me